Hey everyone, welcome to Wiki University, the podcast that combines stupidity and learning. I'm your professor, Kyle Berseth, and as always, I'm joined by WikiU's #1 student, head of the class. God, he is killing it in PE class lately, Jheisson Nunez.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us once again. Welcome back if it's not your first time. First and secondly.
First off, welcome back.
Secondly, please remember to rate and review us on wherever you're hearing this odd podcast. And also, like and subscribe us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, I believe.
We're not on YouTube just yet, but maybe
I messed it up.
Maybe by the time this episode comes out, we'll be all over YouTube.
All over it, and then more. Well, thanks everybody for joining us, and let's get ready to learn and burn.
Okay. Is that your new slogan? Because it's not the slogan here at school.
That's my new slogan.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it off of watching Maverick.
Maverick, the Mel Gibson joint.
No, Maverick. No, not Maverick, the Mel Gibson joint.
The Jodie Foster joint. Sorry.
Maverick, the new Tom Cruise vehicle.
Oh, did they say learn and burn?
No, he says turn and burn. And they also said in the first movie. But
what's the turning?
I think turning is when you're in the jet, like actual turning, and then burn as in like fucking
hit the afterburners.
Pedal to the metal. Yeah.
Do they have pedals? No way. It must be buttons.
It's buttons. I'm just saying pedal to the metal is the car's turn and burn.
Right. Okay. Now, I believe in the first Top Gun movie, they used to say, I have the need for speed. This dude is basically Dr. Seuss of the sky.
I believe it was I have the need, and then someone's like, for what? And then they say the need for speed.
I know. I was shortening it to make it feel more comfortable coming out of my own mouth because that's got a lot of cheese on it.
Yeah, they kiss afterwards. Yeah. I mean, they spit in each other's mouths.
Oh my God. I gotta rewatch this.
That's kissing, right?
That's what kissing is,
okay,
yeah.
Then yeah. And Top Gun, they definitely did that.
In some regions of the country.
My country.
My choice. Okay, do you want to just dive in here, or do you want to learn more about Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah. I brought my goggles. Let's dive in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I brought a topic, Jheisson.
Ooh, you did, yes.
I can't remember where I found out about this, but I think it was from a mother on Instagram.
A mother of what?
A mother of a child.
Like 1, 2, a mother of 2?
Might have been 1, might have been 2, might have been 3, but these days 3 is well above average, so I'm guessing like 1.3.
Okay.
A mother of 1.3 children. The average.
The average.
So
the nuclear family.
Exactly. That 0.3 child.
It's the nuclear part.
Kind of yeah. Heavy on the radiation.
Yeah.
Low on the child portion.
Yeah. Heavy on the chromosomes.
So this is a disorder. I'm not sure we've covered a disorder recently on the podcast. We used to do some frequent disorders, I feel like. I feel like you went through a disorder phase.
That was the disorder. I went through a whole phase that was just about Wikipediaing disorders and seeing if I have any. I don't.
That's not a bad way to check your health, actually. It's a good start, anyway.
Okay, I was going to say, it's not the best way, but it's a good start to just, finding a little bit more about yourself and your health.
Exactly. So this disorder is called Pica.
Oh, Pika. Is that... isn't that losing your hair?
No. I thought you were going to say something about DeGaio, but...
No. Okay, let me guess Pika. Pika is when you eat inanimate objects or eat paper?
Yes!
Okay.
What, you already know about this?
Yeah, I'm smart.
So it's not just paper. I believe...
It's inanimate, like glass.
I think the #1 thing,
Ichiban?
or the classic, is nails.
Oh, really?
Or metal. Yeah, metal.
Interesting. Okay.
So pica is the eating or craving of things that are not food. It can be a disorder in itself or a sign of other cultural or medical phenomena. The ingested or craved substance may be biological, natural, or man-made. The term was drawn directly from the medieval Latin word for magpie, a bird subject to much folklore regarding its opportunistic feeding behaviors.
So what's a magpie, though?
A magpie is I want to say a black and white bird with a long tail.
I was thinking pie. I was thinking it was like a bird, like a chicken pot pie type of thing, but with a specific bird.
Oh, a magpie pot pie. A magpie pot pie. Magpie pot pie.
Yeah.
So that's like a chicken pot pie, but with magpie.
Magpie, yeah.
Wow.
I'm getting hungry.
I want the recipe.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you just substitute chicken for magpie.
My abuelita used to have a little recipe for magpie pot pie.
And
I lost it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's Peruvian folklore now.
Here's a magpie, Jason. See, that's the long tail I was
they're
telling
like a
you about.
little nugget more than a whole chicken, so it'd be multiple magpies.
Well, there's nothing in the picture for scale. I think they're actually they're bigger than a robin, I believe.
Yeah, but from here they look about the size of your thumb.
Oh, that's just my thumb on the screen. So anyway, I guess they're opportunistic.
Meaning
they
fit perfectly here in Hollywood.
If there was a magpie pie on a table, the magpie's going for it.
Okay.
If it's not being carefully watched. Okay. Yeah, they'd fit in perfectly here in Hollywood.
Yeah. These opportunistic birds. I see them all the time. Taking photographs of each other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Taking photographs of each other?
Of each other, yeah.
Are these magpie influencers?
Yeah, magpie influencers, yep. # magpie.
Yo, I was traveling recently. I was at Crater Lake National Park, which, by the way, is just a hot tip for the listeners and watchers. We kind of did the same thing that you did when you went to Arches, and you gave me the hot tip. I'm returning the hot tip.
Ooh, hot tip. Yeah, just give me the tip already, all right?
You went... I got to ease into it. You went to Arches...
Yes.
After 6 p.m., after the ranger puts the blinds down on the booth and you just drive in, you pay no fee. Same thing at Crater Lake.
Yeah?
Just drive right in after
certain hour.
6
by
p.m.
5,
or
by
so.
5,
Maybe by 5.
Yeah, by
I don't
5,
know.
they're getting ready to pack up, you know?
Save yourself $30.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
Little Crater Lake?
Crater Lake?
Where is this? Is this in SoCal?
It's in Oregon.
Okay. North Cal.
Yeah, North Cal, also known as the state of Oregon.
Oh, I thought California extended all of the West Coast.
It should.
Yeah, I mean, damn right.
So it was an old volcano that blew its top.
Ooh.
And the hole is a lake in a crater.
So is that like a significant volcano, or do all volcanoes do that? Or was it like its last pop?
That was its last pop.
That was its last
and then
volcanic
I should
thing underneath, whatever it's,
clarify.
Tectonics?
It wasn't tectonics?
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, tectonics are shifting plates.
Sure. Yeah. It's always happening. But it happens more
in volcanic areas?
I believe so.
Maybe.
Especially during
probably.
that time.
And that's why there's holes in the earth for the lava to shoot out.
So you're saying this volcano, it was its last pop. It popped, and it was just like there's no. I'd be so afraid that there would be like lava reserves.
There was still lava reserves.
Yeah,
little lava sacks, as the scientists know them.
That was my nickname.
Lava sack
back in high school. Little lava sack.
Little lava sack when you were, you were a Hawaiian rapper, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm a hollet all over. Yeah.
So, so the lava continued boiling up, and I think like hardening or putting out like cinders, and that allowed the water to stay in the lake.
That's pretty
once
cool.
that all hardened.
That took like a couple months.
I think it took like a couple 100 years.
So this is natural lake, or did somebody put water in there?
No, it's a natural lake. It's from
How did that happen?
Snow melt.
I see.
Yeah.
So it snows, and then it just
snows
stays.
a lot up there. Yeah.
Huh.
I think they get about, on average, 22 feet of snow per season, per year.
Now, does it have little critters in it?
Yeah, they of course back in like the 20s they were like, we gotta fill this with fish so people can fish in this lake.
Wait, really? They did it like
Oh yeah,
manually? It wasn't like creatures just kind of some
Evolved.
water. Like,
Right.
I need that. I'm gonna post up here now.
Humans put it in.
Yeah, humans always put it in,
They sure do.
no matter what it is.
So there's fish in the lake. There's crayfish. I don't know. Who knows what else? Anyway,
awesome.
getting back to
The park.
people taking pictures of each other.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
dude had me take a picture of him. He's like, this is the perfect view here where the lake curves. And he like jumped on a post and I like snapped a bunch of pictures.
Wait. So you're saying when he asked you, he also was like, hey, like, do it from this angle because
Exactly.
like make sure this is in the background and that kind of stuff.
Yep. And I was like, all right, this dude is a douche.
I mean, he didn't have somebody else with him?
Nah,
Interesting.
these influencers are real losers. No friends.
These influencers, I mean, you got to come with the right package. I mean, why aren't you like with your tripod? Why aren't you like
That's true.
buying that Amazon little like shutter speed thing that you can like click on your watch and it takes a picture
good
from your
point.
phone? Like, get ready for that kind of stuff because fucking Kyle can't take a picture with shit.
That's for sure because he had me do it again.
No!
After reviewing,
No!
He's like,
He did the review right in front of you and then asked right again.
I mean, I did say in his defense, I was like, do these work for you? And I took a bunch of them, and he's like, okay, like this one, but closer in. And
Hey,
I
I
was
tell you
like,
what, they did
okay.
work for him. He just wanted some more, especially if you offered.
Yeah, and that's true. But
Because he gave you another angle, right? He said closer.
Initially,
So
when he was like, this is the perfect view with the curve on the lake, I was kind of like, well, we could, in my head, I was like, we could walk up to the top of the path.
I was like, now you're directing. Now you're like.
In my head, I was like, if you say so, dude, but in my heart, I disagree. So that's probably why the first round was not so great.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
If he asked for a third round, would you be like, now if I can throw in some suggestions?
Well, see, I get that from you.
Oh yeah, everyone gets it from me.
Right.
I am never short of any suggestions because you
When
can
it
just
comes to
always try
taking
it
a
out.
picture.
Yeah, when it comes to taking a picture.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was in high school, I took a trip to Maine with a bunch of friends, and we asked a lady to take a picture of us, and she's like, okay, we can do better. And this was just like a point and click disposable camera.
Yeah.
And she had us like leaning up on the rocks, getting like almost a tunnel of people going. Everybody was leaning one way. We were doing like handstands and whatever. And very memorable picture. And so when people ask me to take a picture, I want that for them.
What people forget is you need action. Action is what makes a picture better. Like,
And
honestly,
memorable.
sometimes sitting is better than just standing like straight up. Because you can sit in a certain way. It looks more relaxed. It looks more real.
Yeah.
And similar to that, I'm sure that lady doing with rocks and so, like you're playing with the environment, and that makes for a better picture.
It looked very posed.
Okay. There's
but
nothing wrong with
great.
that sometimes.
It was great.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes a good posed picture is, if it's correctly posed, it brings out like the best out of you. And
yeah,
the
you're
environment.
having fun. It's more of a natural smile. And also, geez, I'm telling you, the whole series of my trip.
Break it down for me.
So I went to...
I love North Cal.
North Cal. I went to Eugene in North Cal, the World Track and Field Championships.
Hell yeah.
And a bunch of my family members were there, and we wanted to get a family photo at the end of the meet. And we handed the phone to some young lady, and she was like, no, my mom's better at it. And she hands the phone off to mom.
Ooh.
And mom's like, okay, all right, here we go. And she starts directing the picture.
Yeah.
And we're all having a good time
Yeah.
immediately because she's enthusiastic
Right.
about it. And it was like a great family photo. Now, we were all just smiling.
Okay.
It's just a standard photo, but we were
Standard
more
cheese.
laughing than smiling because this
Because
lady...
of her attitude. Because she was so
Yeah.
into it. She's
I mean, she switched it to portrait mode. She switched
Hell
it
yeah.
back.
I like this lady.
Yeah.
Hell
she was
yeah.
like, I got
options.
time. I want you to know how good I am
Yep.
at this.
I'll give you some options for you.
Right.
I love impressing people when they ask me to take. Lizard does the same thing.
Yeah.
Where somebody asks her, she immediately calls an audible, throws it to me.
Yeah.
And I knock it out of the park each time. I mean, I'm using tools in their own phone that they've never experienced. They're like, wait, my phone does what? Like, they're just like blown away. But what their iPhone 10s can do. I mean, it's just people don't realize that.
You're like, I also sent the photos to all your contacts.
There was this one time, so I was trying to take a really good picture, but there was people in the way, right? But they were just kind of like lollygagging and just kind of, they were trying to get, it was like 6 people, but they're trying to do like a selfie with, and it's hard to do with everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I just come over and I'm like, hey guys, can I just grab your picture real quick? You know,
This is infuriating to watch.
I want to take my picture and like, you know, blah, blah. Oh yeah. And then I take great pictures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, let's do this because the sun's over there. This is going to be great. This is going to be a nice silhouette of friendships.
Silhouette of friendships?
Silhouette of friendships.
That should be the name of your photography company.
Silhouette of friendships. We do weddings. And
anything with friendships.
Anything with friendships. And so after I get that, they look at it and like they're amazed, right?
Yeah.
So then another guy sees the picture and he's like, hey man, can you take some more but with my phone now? And I was like, yeah, sure. Do you want me to do like the first ones I did? He's like, do all of them and more. And I'm like, oh, now I'm your photographer now. Yeah. He's like, take a
why don't I just come on the trip with you?
But anyways, it was a nice compliment. So
yeah, that's great. Good for you, man. I don't think I'm quite there.
I should start charging. That's all I should.
Because oftentimes I'm like, yeah, I can snap a pic. You guys don't seem that into it, so I'm not into it either. I match their energy.
You mirror them. You mirror them. Yeah.
When I should be taking over and saying you gotta come up to my level. But
you know what I like to do? Because there's always that one person that doesn't really want to take the picture. You know, one person is all in. The other person, if it's a couple, probably not.
Threaten to
love
tickle.
Getting that fucking dope ass picture and then making that person that didn't want to take the picture realize, goddamn, thank God I took that picture because that looked great.
I
turn them around. I turn them around. I'm like, you know, with proper lighting, with a good background, anybody can look beautiful, man.
All right.
And I got the hands to make them.
Do you got any lines that you say to the people?
No, I kind of improvise everyone. I specialize. Every interaction is different. I don't use one-liners. I go straight.
Not one-liners, but, say something like, this is going to be the hottest you've ever looked. I'm warning you. You don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. You want to underpromise.
I have deleted some where I think they're not like, I'm like, they're too hot.
Too hot.
They're too good. Like you shouldn't.
This one's too hot.
You'll get banned on Instagram. If you...
Whoa, too thick on this one, lady.
Easy on the C's.
Okay, we're back on Pika.
Sweet.
We really got off track there with the magpie.
Oh yeah.
Opportunistic Hollywood, Crater Lake, Eugene, or North Cal. You take photos, and we're back. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the Pica as a standalone eating disorder must persist for more than 1 month at an age when eating such objects is considered developmentally inappropriate, not part of culturally sanctioned practice, and sufficiently severe to warrant clinical attention. So you've learned how to eat. And then you start eating weird.
Right. You weren't like fed nails as a baby.
Yeah, like at the end of a meal, you take the fork and try to eat that too.
So people die from this, right? Because how does your stomach digest metal?
That I'm not sure. I think you just pass it most of the time.
Ooh, I would hate to pass a fork right through me.
Yeah, I mean, I could see passing a nail straight on, but if it gets sideways in there, ouch. Ooh, sideways nail's no good. And also, do you chew first?
You should properly.
Yeah, that's the first step in digestion.
So I've seen magicians do this where they eat light bulbs. Do you think
were
they
a
magicians first, or did they have Pika first?
No, the magicians are full of lies. But I've seen other people eat like bags of glass and that's just their sideshow gig.
Okay.
Pica may lead to intoxication in children, which can result in an impairment of both physical and mental development. In addition, it may cause surgical emergencies to address intestinal obstructions as well as more subtle symptoms such as nutritional deficiencies and parasitosis. Pica has been linked to other mental and emotional disorders, stressors such as emotional trauma, maternal deprivation, family issues, parental neglect, pregnancy, and a disorganized family structure are risk factors for Pica. Pica is most commonly seen in pregnant women, small children, and people who may have developmental disabilities such as autism. Children eating painted plaster containing lead may develop brain damage from lead poisoning. A similar risk exists from eating soil near roads that existed before the phase-out of science word, or that were sprayed with oil to settle dust. They used to spray roads with oil, like dirt roads.
Why?
To settle dust.
Oh, to settle the dust. Okay.
Yeah, like every year they
Usually you put dust to like take the oil away. Like for instance, like in like a garage, you would put
kitty litter down,
right? Or some sort, or sand or whatever.
Yeah.
When there's an oil spill.
Well, this was to kind of harden the road, I believe, and it also helped water run off the road. All you do is just soak the entire environment in oil.
Let me ask you, when you were a child, was there an inanimate object that you try to eat, or did you eat anything? For instance, what comes to my mind, because I did, was a dog biscuit.
Oh, dog biscuit. You ate a lot of dog biscuits?
No, but I tried one. I tried a what's it called? Something bone, not white. It's not
milk bone.
Milk bone.
That's a classic dog biscuit to try, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried one as an adult.
You have?
Not a whole one, just a taste. Because I don't think I did as a child, because I never had a dog, so they weren't around.
Okay.
But I remember kids on the bus, which I do feel like on the bus, that was a place for tasting things.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No, that kind of stuff is, I keep that in the privacy of my own home.
All right, this was my theory, or I have a theory. I think life is all centered around dares. Okay. And it starts when you're a child, of someone saying, like, I dare you to eat this milk bone.
Right.
And you're like, no, I'm not going to eat it. And then someone has $1 and they're like, what about for $1? And you're like, all right, I'll eat it.
Yeah, I mean, when you bring money into the situation, things change.
That's life. That's a job. Everyone's like, I dare you to do this job. And you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then they're like, I dare you to sit at a desk and I'll pay you $100,000 a year or whatever. And you're like, all right, I'll go with your dare. You got benefits, fine, whatever.
I remember eating a stick of butter for about $120 in cash and things. I got like this little mini stereo.
For where?
This was at
football camp.
No, this was at like senior beach week in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, that's basically football camp.
So, and a
stick of butter?
Yeah.
That's it for $100. I'll eat a stick of butter right now for $120.
I know, it was back in 2006. I mean, think about it now.
Wait, and
what like $180?
What do you mean you were getting a stereo thrown in? This feels like
I forget.
Price is Right
because they kept on my buddies kept on adding things.
Okay.
Because first it started like 40, and then
that's what I'm saying. Life
60,
is all about dares and negotiating the dares.
And then I was like, I think I can do that. But then they kept adding stuff, and like they didn't have any more cash.
Yeah.
So I think a buddy of mine had just bought this like super cheap like little stereo, like a little one disc or one radio stereo thing, and some other little things that I forget. So it was just like accumulated to like about $125 worth of stuff.
Like
with cash.
That is like an opposite showcase showdown of The Price is Right, where they like present you with all these things and you're like, 1 stick of butter, 1 stick of butter.
He did it for like what was the value? Yeah, it was worth a stick. So that was cool.
That feels like Price is Right, like Eastern Europe. version.
I would eat a million sticks of butter before I do another milk bone, though, because the milk bone.
You ate a whole milk bone?
I ate half of one. And it was
I just had a little piece,
was
but I
rough.
was an adult. I was peeking.
Yeah,
out.
that was.
If I had done it for 28 more days, I would have had an issue.
So, but getting to what made me think of that is that yes, that when you brought up, kids, they try new stuff, and so far, I love this fact that both one of my nephews and one of my nieces has also tried animal food, like a dog treat.
I think that's natural.
Yeah, I think it's great that
Look,
as a kid, you're just slowly just I wonder if, and then you just do it.
The weird part is I would not try wet dog food.
I would. Oh no, that's gross.
It's too. There's something about it, even though it's closer to human food. I think.
See, I don't think so. That looks like more like slop, like a mix of everything. You put everything in a blender. Where like a bone, sure. I mean, a milk bone is shaped like a little cartoon bone.
I mean, it's like a cracker,
but it's essentially a cookie. It's essentially some sort of
It's a beefy cookie.
It's a beefy cookie. I mean, that's in my head. The reason why I tried it is because I'm telling myself it's like a cookie.
Okay, let's get back to Pika here. Do you want to go to signs and symptoms, causes, treatment, or history?
History. Who's the longest living Pika head? Where my Pika's
Where
at?
my Pika head's at?
Where my Pika head's at?
The condition currently known as Pika was first described by Hippocrates. The term Pika, as we discussed, originates in the Latin word for magpie, pica, a bird famed for its unusual eating behaviors and believed to eat almost anything. Sounds like the coyote of the sky. The Latin may have been a translation of a Greek word meaning...
It's not hyenas? It's coyotes that eat anything? It's not hyenas, too?
Coyotes, they'll eat anything. I don't know about hyenas.
Well,
Out of my jurisdiction.
Coyotes will probably eat a hyena.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. In the southern United States in the 1800s, geophagia was a common practice among the slave population. Geophagia is a form of Pika in which the person consumes earthly substances such as clay and is particularly prevalent to augment a mineral-deficient diet. Oh, that's interesting. Because I think animals do that where they'll
eat the dirt and grass?
Mountain goats will lick stones to get minerals out of the stones.
Interesting. Okay. And then we eat the goats, so then we get the minerals.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. That sounds like a food chain.
Because isn't that what they said to combat mineral deficiency?
Yeah.
You would eat...
you would eat clay.
Huh.
Essentially, which makes sense. I mean, you need your minerals, you need your vitamins, and if you're not getting it...
And I'm guessing it was a practice with slaves because they don't get fed, right?
Yes.
And at some point, you're so fucking hungry where it's like, well, I'd rather eat dirt than die, right?
Well, I'm guessing your body tells you, I'm short of this. Like, if you're a slave and you're working in the field, you're probably sweating a lot. You're losing electrolytes. You need salt and simple sugars and other things that you're just not getting from your malnourished diet.
Right.
Yeah.
But wait, you're saying your body just tells you and you just know to eat?
I think so, probably. I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
Kind of just like when you're dehydrated, you know that water would be the best. Like,
right,
exactly. Even though soda or whatever other liquid, but water would definitely just quench it.
Exactly. Noteworthy is the fact that kaolin was consumed by West Africans enslaved in the southeastern United States, particularly the Georgia Belt, due to the anti-diarrheal qualities in the treatment of dysentery and other abdominal ailments. So whatever kaolin is, they were getting that. The practice of consuming kaolin rocks was thereafter studied scientifically, the results of which led to the subsequent pharmaceutical commercialization of kaolinite, the clay mineral contained in kaolin. So they were eating it to prevent diarrhea.
And that mineral just happens to help with...
It's in the clay. I guess. Yeah, it's just like, a
EA
natural remedy.
Sports, it's in the clay.
Oh, man, the mottos that were left on the cutting room floor. So anyway, they noticed, the pharmaceutical companies noticed that and were like, let's monetize this.
Of course.
Kaolinite became the active ingredient in drugs such as kaopectinate and Pepto-Bismol, although the formulations have since found additional active ingredients to replace kaolinite. Research on eating disorders from the 16th and 20th centuries suggests that during that time in history, pica was regarded more as a symptom of other disorders rather than its own specific disorder. Even today, what could be classified as pica behavior is a normative practice in some cultures as part of their beliefs, healing methods, or religious ceremonies. Prior to the elimination of the category of feeding disorders in infancy and early childhood, which is where pica was classified from the DSM-5, pica was primarily diagnosed in children. However, since the removal of the category, psychiatrists have started to diagnose pica in people of all ages. Anything else you want to know about pica? Do you want to...
Does pica behavior involve electricity?
Electricity?
Yeah.
What?
Like Pikachu?
Pikachu. Wait, don't they measure electric? Isn't pica a type of measurement, though?
Is that right?
Yeah, I think maybe not electric. That's probably watts and voltage.
I would guess that to be right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pica's. I haven't heard that.
All right, let's go to pica's, the measurement, and see what a pica is. Or we could wrap up here.
Let's wrap up after the pica measurement.
Okay. Technology. What if I'm just wrong?
I think you're wrong. I've never heard of pica.
Small mammal. A pica is a small mammal. Let me see. I bet that's mouse-like. Oh, there you go. That's a pica mouse. That's Pika.
And that mouse eats its own hair, right?
Does it?
Yeah.
Did we study this on...
No, I just know shit.
Whoa. It's a small mountain-dwelling mammal found in Asia and North America with short limbs, very round body, an even coat of fur, and no external tail. They resemble their close relative, the rabbit, but with short, rounded ears. Do they eat their own hair?
Or themselves, maybe, I think.
In the autumn, they pull hay, soft twigs, and other stores of food into their burrows to eat during the long, cold winter. The pica is also known as the whistling hare because of its high-pitched alarm call when diving into its burrow.
Yeah, maybe I was wrong.
You might have been wrong. I'm telling you, I think pica is a measurement.
Maybe spelled differently?
Yeah, maybe.
2 C's, 3 C's even?
Okay. So pica, this is under typography. The pica is a typographic unit of measure corresponding to approximately 1/6 of an inch or from 1/68th to 1/73rd of a foot. So not super exact, but getting in there. One pica is further divided into 12 points. Okay, so it's on the British scale of measurement.
But what do you measure? Anything?
It has to do with printing. So
printing.
Yeah. In printing, 3 pica measures are used: the French pica, the American pica, and the contemporary computer postscript pica. Publishing application. Oh, of course. I use this in Adobe InDesign. You can when you set up your document, you can do letter size, or you can set it to picas, or you can set it to inches. But
so what's picas? The measurement from the words.
It's a actual amount on a ruler, essentially.
Okay. So it's a ruler. Like a pica, there's a pica ruler?
It's a very little ruler, and it wears a small crown.
Wait.
And has a scepter.
Is there a ruler that...
No, I mean...
Like a ruler is 12 inches. Are there any picas within those 12 inches of ruler?
Yes.
Okay.
There's
how many?
Tons of picas.
Tons.
Well, not tons. Okay. A pica is exactly this is a computer pica.
Okay.
Which is different from a printing press pica. The contemporary computer postscript Pika is exactly 1/6 of an inch. An inch is, like that far between my knuckles there. So 1/6, that's...
Is it 1 Pica?
Is 1 Pika.
And you would use it to measure what exactly? Like just...
I don't know why
words?
you would bother using it and not just say 1/6 of an inch. Publishing applications such as Adobe InDesign and Quark Express represent Pika measurements with whole number Pikas left of a lowercase p followed by the points number. For example, 5p6 represents 5 Pikas and 6 points. So 12 points equals 1 Pika. Am I putting you to sleep yet?
So a point is even smaller than it's 1/12.
Yeah, 1/12. Yeah.
So that would be... What's 12 times 6?
12 times 6? 48? No. 64.
So that's 640.
What?
No, like...
What?
What's the smaller unit of measurement?
Points.
So that's 640 points equals 1 inch.
This is the podcast that combines stupidity and learning. Now, we're really merging the two at this moment. I have no idea, man. I need a calculator.
I thought you were going to end it right after that. That was good.
Well, we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's fine. But I think what I said also makes sense.
Maybe. We got to check the math.
640 points equals 1 inch. Because if you're saying that 6...
Oh, okay.
You're saying a Pika is 1/6 of an inch, and then you're saying
1/6.
12 points is 1 Pika.
So it's 6 times 12.
Right, which is 64.
Which is 64.
Yeah.
So it's 64 points equal an inch.
No.
Yes.
64.
You just did the math. So 6 Pikas equals 1 inch,
Yes.
right? And 12 points equals 1 Pika. So 12 times 6 equals 1 inch.
So only 24 points.
12 times 6.
So 12 points. No, wait. Oh, so
So
what you're saying is 64.
Times 6 is 72, actually.
So 72 points then is what you're saying.
72 points equals an inch.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to solve that.
Ooh, thank goodness. Anyway, it's used in measuring the font capacity and is also
font capacity.
Font capacity.
Oh, font capacity.
And also applied in the process of copy fitting. So I think that has to do with like how many letters you can fit maybe in a certain area. That would be my guess. There have existed copy fitting tables for a number of typefaces. Oh, because fonts vary in size and width and height and what you can fit. So I guess you might say, well, Arial narrow fits this many letters
Points or
per,
Pikas.
yeah, and then you say Arial black fits this many.
We need more Pika.
We
need more Pika.
Can I get more Pika on this page immediately?
We're gonna need a bigger Pika.
And that's the episode. This is a Pika heavy episode.
Heavy on the peak.
If you're eating nails, add some de gallo. You got yourself a little magpie pie there.
Ooh, a little pico de gallo?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, if you're eating glass and nails,
Pica de gallo.
add the de gallo. At least people won't judge you as much.
That's true. Well, guys, I certainly learned something today.
I think I learned something.
I mean, I already knew something, what Pika was,
Yep.
but I learned more about it.
We dove more into it.
And that's always great. That's the burning after you do the learning. No, I already burned,
Okay.
and now I just learned.
Great. And that's the episode. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Wiki University. And like and subscribe wherever you're listening to this. And hopefully we have the YouTube videos up soon.
Thank you for joining us, and join us once again next week.
Bye.